Oh, there she is. So we're live. We're coming to you live on Waking God's Child YouTube channel, and I'm here with my co-host, Candy Nelson. I want to apologize to those of you that were waiting beforehand. Candy and I have been on here for 2 hours, believe it or not, trying to get ourselves live with Restream, by the way, which was not happening on any shape nor form. So, but we did make it. And as always, I'm going to
Mhm.
ask Candy, how are you tonight?
Mm. Exhausted after all that. I was like, oh my God,
Snap.
we're not going to be able to do this tonight.
I can't even like. I didn't even think to check like YouTube. I could go live, and then it says you can new. It says new. You can add guests. I'm like, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that. Oh snap! Here we go. So we are live tonight, and not sure exactly how long it'll be because we actually went through quite a bit trying to get this up and going. But we have named this. Exactly oh wow, that was backlash there. That was back smack, I guess. So I actually, you see that? Have us live there, and actually put us side by side. Can you see?
Yeah, I see that.
So okay, so like on my cell phone, it has me above you and you below. So hey guys, this is actually working somewhat. So just
Yeah.
wasn't sure how it would work, and I'm
I'm on top on my.
I always get to be on the bot. No, just kidding. Okay, I'm trying to get the live chat up here. So if anyone's joining us, and I think it says we have 3 in the chat right now. Could you just put a little comment because this is new for us. We haven't used YouTube Live before. So
On the side, but I don't see them on
yep,
this.
because it's YouTube Live. So if there's comments, any comment. What if I want to leave a comment? Wait a minute. What about that? So I'm looking at this live chat. I put live chat up there. Okay. I see. Oh, wait. Successfully connected. We know that much. Sorry. I need me Google. I need me googly eyes. So okay. So on the TV, it says successfully connected. So I don't know, guys. Live chat. Anyone? Anyone? Live chat. You
Well,
know.
like I said, I can't see any, so if we don't reply, we're not being rude. We can't see them.
Yeah, I think it will show up because I clicked on live chat. This is new, and again somebody's being shy. It's got to be you guys because
Oh,
never
yeah.
seen
And on top of that, when we're trying to get in tonight, my email, it wiped all my emails out of my inbox, every single one of them. And then about 30 minutes later, Lisa's like, oh, my
I
email
know.
got wiped too.
Yeah, so a virus, something. But however, it's odd because YouTube Live will work, and you know what they say: you have the worst times trying to get on when you're talking about things that matter or that are important. It seems like this. I mean, we already know Satan puts dampers and obstacles in the way, and tonight was definitely one of those nights. And I'm not gonna lie, this was pulled right fresh out of my lower half tonight to try YouTube Live. So, so the little thumbnail is a picture of the moon. The picture of the moon that you see, is like the little crescent moon, but I put that up there just because I had to put something, but there is a story behind that. It looks like something's grabbing around the moon. You can see all the little dark, I don't know, fingers grabbing around it, which I thought was very odd. And that is actually a very real picture. I just contrasted it because I mean, I could see it through my phone as I was videoing, and that's just a snap of that. But
Yeah, I
goes
don't
back
see
to
nothing but
this.
me and you. I only see me and you. That's it.
It's gonna be like whenever you go later and you click on the video, that's gonna be the picture you're gonna see. It's wonder if I could show it on here. I'm gonna go back. Hold on.
Mhm.
So it's gonna look like that. Do you see that?
I see that.
Okay, so you see those little black finger looking things grabbing around it?
Oh, yeah.
I just took that like a few days ago, but isn't that strange? And all I did was contrast it because I could kind of see it with the naked eye, but then I took my cell phone, zoomed in, and voila, what do you know? There's something like black fingery looking things grabbing around, which I've seen on this so-called stars and so-called sun and so-called. I mean, I'm beginning to wonder. But
When we were trying to get on a while ago and I was running back and forth between the phone and my desktop, I found a picture on my desktop I wanted to show you. This was my face not too long ago and my neck and my chin. Look at this. Can you guys see that?
oh yeah, that's
Isn't that
that
hard?
reminds me of the cobra neck I had.
Oh my God, it was so
Wow.
swollen.
I wish I could. The only thing I don't like about this is that I can't put you up all the way.
Yeah, I
Um,
when I saw that picture, I gasped. I was like, "Oh God!"
I'm telling you, Candy, that was one of my major my forehead and my neck, and at one time I looked like a cobra, but there was a time when I mean I looked like somebody had sliced my throat open, and every time I look at that, I gasp. And what you just showed there reminds me so much of that. That's crazy, and I wish I could. I don't know how to use this, so maybe there's a way to do that. We'll learn in the future. Apparently, though, tonight is going to be quite short because I still am not seeing any chat, and I'm not sure if we're doing this right. So, we're just lucky
It's
to be
showing
here.
live and the timer's ticking, so it says we've been on 6 minutes and 38 seconds. So
There you go. Minus the 2 hours that we spent between the computers, the cell phones, and everything trying to get on. And again, I was just watching earlier another. I think it was it Archaics and someone else. It was I don't know. It was two people. They were trying to do podcasts, and I just caught like the very beginning momentarily. So I'm still working. And the guy's like, "Okay, we are finally here. Sorry about that for those that are waiting." The other guy's like, "You know what though? We're here, but." We're lucky we're here. There's a reason that we should take that as a compliment, basically. That it always tries. Satan always tries harder when he doesn't want things to be heard. And there's always obstacles. And I don't know if you guys, I'm sure that you do though, listen to other podcasts. It seems like there's always streaming issues or video issues or just record like audio issues. There's going to be something that hinders either a timely podcast or a smooth running podcast, whether it be audio or video related. Well,
yeah.
we had all those tonight. Plus, we got our freaking inboxes wiped out. So, however,
And
Candy, I bet I'm
on
willing to
top of
bet it'll
that,
come up after this podcast is over.
y'all just don't know how frustrating and aggravating it is to try to do everything you can for 2 hours to get on. And Lisa was early tonight. We just
I
couldn't
was
get on.
actually early. Yes.
And then we're sitting here still laughing and smiling about it.
That's the
It's
most
not
important
easy to,
part. And
yeah,
trust
but
me, there was a moment I was actually getting really angry. I was just like, every time they do this to us, but you have to laugh because that's Satan. He works overtime, man. He's just like he's trying so hard, like, you're not gonna speak no truth here. No, no, no. And it's
yeah,
so true.
and it doesn't matter what happens to you. It's like when I went to the doctor for my follow up and I was telling them what happened to me in the ER, and the nurse is like, "Oh my God," she's like, "I don't know why you wasn't so mad." When they asked you, "Do you eat?"
And
And I'm like, "You know what? I can't afford to get mad. My life depends on it." I'm like, "No, I'm not giving nobody that
yep,
because it sucks me. You know what? You're not getting that. I don't care who
right.
you are."
I mean, like I said, I went through the same thing in that Walmart line, and I was like, when she was like, "Oh, you're so," and I'm like, I want to say, well, you know what? It's the same as saying, "Oh, you're so fat." You don't do that. But you're right. I mean, I actually, and you guys will find that you can catch yourselves before you go off the deep end. And it's easy to go off the deep end, especially when we got a world around us and nobody understands anything. They're like, I don't believe it. That's not possible, blah, blah, blah. Trust me, in the early days, I went off the deep end a lot. I'm like, how can you not believe it? In your face. And I'm shoving, I'm like, hello, use your eyeballs. Use your damn ear. And I still do it sometimes. You guys know that about me. But it's what's that gonna do? What is that gonna do for anyone other and now that I know that I have heart palpitations, high blood pressure, and everything else.
Yeah.
It's not helping.
And Miss Poopy had the receptionist, right, was actually
Yeah.
laughing. She was laughing at me when I left that day, and I'm like, really? I broke her? Really? I did break her.
It is possible. It is possible to break the worst of people. It is. Um, and you and your happy self, always like you are, you should have strangled her ass. I'm not lying. You should have. I would have wanted to. I mean, I wanted to when you told me. I'm like, let me at her, let me at her.
You know
But
what? You should have seen her face when I'm telling the doctor, and I was like, and yeah, by the way, doc, don't you ever stick those dietitians on me again. And she's like looking at me like, she said that to him. Yes, I did.
telling you. I mean, I don't blame you. I would. I had the same thing going on. What the heck? Okay, I'm trying to get chat. I guess we do have chat. Maybe there's a chat. I see a chat. I can't read it because it's not on the big screen yet. Says there's a chat there. Maybe there's not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing things. No, I think it says something.
I can see that there's 5 people on, and we got
Yeah.
2 likes, and that's all I can see.
Okay, one of you guys do me a huge favor. Just put something in the chat because I don't know how to get it up. And if you already have and we're just not seeing it, well, we're just not seeing it. But I don't know how to fix that. I really don't. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have that answer. But googly
Just
eyes.
wipe a booger on the screen so we know.
Oh, I see it now. There it is. I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, we could do that too. That would be really real.
Oh,
I see a
something.
chat.
Yay!
Yes, it's working. Thank you guys because we were feeling like we were going crazy for a minute, and actually, I've been feeling that way for quite a
Last
few
2 hours.
years. Quite a few years and hours, yeah, especially the last few. So, okay, who do we have that just like
Argo, I saw Argo.
what's that?
I saw Argo, and I think somebody named Chris. It flashed up for a minute and then it's gone.
Okay, Wildman, Argo. Oh, we got 2. We got 2 in the house, guys. Okay, I really do need googly eyes, apparently, because even like looking at this. So we have Chris K9. Thanks, ladies, for all your efforts. Thank you, Chris, for putting up with us while we had to have our efforts present. Thank you very much. So, yeah, these right here become necessary when you have more gallons, apparently. So I'm just saying, you picking up what I'm putting down there, guys? I'm just saying. Anyways, so 2 people in the house, thank goodness. Chat's working, and we got Argo. I always try to give a kind word. Everyone's going through something. Sometimes that's one small act of kind. You know what can make the difference? Amen, my friend. Amen, amen. That is so true. So true. I mean, every act of kindness counts. I mean, whether it be holding a door open for someone that's exiting at the grocery store, which I try to do all the time, even though people slam it for me, and or the other day walking through and like I thought this person was gonna hold it for me. I was like, oh, thank you. And I got mid sentence, thank you. And they're just like, shut it. I'm like, you. Yeah, every act of kindness is so important. And when we're living in a world right now, we know, by the way, we've been treated with having Morgellons disease or seeing supernatural things, whether it be UFOs or Bigfoot or whatever it is you're experiencing. You know that there's someone on the other side. A lot of someone's not not seeing it your way, not understanding, or just completely blowing you off, or not acting surprised when they should be shocked when you show them real 100% UFO footage or a fiber popping out of a lesion going doodle doodle doo hello. It's frustrating because they act non-surprised, aloof, like nothing happened. So living in this world, the only difference we can make is an act of kindness, and a lot of them apparently. And baby steps will get there. Candy, you look amazing. You look so good right now. Your skin looks so good.
Those drugs, all those antibiotics and steroids.
Like
Girl, they
so
had me so
shocked.
and they hooked up the IVs, intravenous drip of all that stuff.
That's how I have
So I was
mine.
popping
Yeah,
pills. I was
it
like
was
all kinds of
whatever the
pills and
antibiotic
IVs, and I'm
was.
like, I don't
Yeah,
know
you
if you can see how
were good.
bruised up my arms are. Hold on one second. Oh, you
Shoot, my
can't see it
arms
that
are
well. I'm so
awful.
bruised.
Trying
They
to heal.
bruised me from one end to the other.
Yeah, they got you. Oh, girl. I had between fingers at every. Oh, yeah, you name it. It was. That's a hard deal. Hospitals are unkind when it comes to trying to find a vein. Let me tell you. And I'm a. Like I said, I am a very, very, very. What do they call it? A veiny girl. I
Yeah,
am.
and they kept saying,
Real-
"Oh, your veins are rolling. We can't help it. Your veins are rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's your fault because your veins are rolling."
Yeah. Well, or your veins, your blood is gel. Like, really, how's that
Yeah.
through my heart there, huh, sunshine?
And my daughter's a nurse, and she's like, "Well, mom, you're probably dehydrated." I was like, "You know what? I've been sucking on ice chips now for
I
over
went
a month,
5 times. Come on now.
like gallons of it every day because I couldn't breathe and couldn't eat or couldn't do nothing. I'm just sucking on ice chips. How the hell am I dehydrated?"
Yeah, no, we're not. The more gallons turns your blood, your urine, pretty much everything to gel when it wants to. Trust me, and it does. And I know you guys know. Most of you guys know what I'm talking about. If you don't, well, it's a true story. Which is
Yeah,
why,
yeah,
I can be a very vascular, but when they go to hit the vein and they try to draw the blood multiple times in many, many areas, and they're pulling out jello like substance that's a rust color, there's a
yeah,
problem. There's a problem.
yeah.
Just
And
say.
you know what, too? And when I finally started breaking up that mucus, I told my doctor it was so thick. It was like pudding. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's got to be full of fibers. So, this true story. So, I took the mucus that I had put it in a cup. I'm spitting in a cup. I put a piece of foil in a bowl, like a pie plate bowl, put a big piece of foil in there, put a paper towel in there, poured that mucus on there, put some saran wrap over top of it, scoped it, thinking I was going to see all kinds of fibers. There was hardly no fibers in that at all. It was just pure gooey biofilm gunk.
Well,
It was gross.
that you say that, even though sometimes we're expecting the fibers, right? I'm
They
telling you,
weren't there.
things shape shift. They can be whatever they want to be whenever they want to be it. I mean, I saw a bird turn into a turd today. Okay, that I just lied about, but I
Yeah.
did see a bird turn into like a flying lizard. I'm not joking. No, I do not do acid or drugs of any sort at all, ever. I am anti that. Well, I saw what I saw. I'm not delusional. Telling you the bird was a lizard flying, okay? So sometimes though, I think we know with the debris that comes out of us, you've seen it, I've seen it, where you're taking video and it kind of shape shifts or turns into
Yeah.
something
I
that
got,
it
I got
wasn't
so
initially.
many fibers and stuff that came out of my body. And when you scope it, it's like, oh, it's a bird, it's a plane. It's like, oh, it's a banshee. I mean, just like,
You just never know what you're gonna
oh,
get.
and look at that monkfish thing I had. Like, they came out of my scalp, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
never even heard of a daggum monkfish before. And I'm like, so years later, one of my friends is like, oh, well,
Like
I
fish
had
in a
monkfish
toga.
today for the first time. And I was like, wait a minute, that thing came out of my scalp.
He's like literally like little Buddha there. He's wearing a toga. He's like, oh, just kidding.
Yeah,
Kind of
and that's the
so
supernatural part of it because
yeah.
it's like these things like take on like a life form of their own.
They do.
And I was thinking earlier today, like, we're worried about our DNA being altered because of the everything that's being done to us. But I was thinking earlier today, think about this, okay? Really seriously. I'll always blame like them altering our DNA. But if you think about it,
Okay.
every single person you've ever come in contact with your in your life, had intimate relationships with, kissed, touched, you've been exchanging DNA with
Yeah.
millions
Put
of
it
people
together.
all
It's a
your life.
basket
So
or
this Magellans has nothing to do with the altering of our DNA. It's more the nano that they're doing to that DNA.
and just
So
nano. We already know that those are very, very teeny tiny, which is why the nano word comes in, meaning very microscopically small, which can assemble. accumulate and assemble and pretty much turn themselves into whatever they want.
Yeah.
So, hence what we see in the sky, hence what we see in the woods, like,
Yeah,
Bigfoot or
so, I mean, like I said, I've always gotten angry about the GMOs, the genetically modified organisms,
mm,
when that's not really the root cause, if you think about it, because we've been exposed to all of that and different people and the DNA of
one.
so many living things that, yeah, we should have been taking on the DNA of a lot of things over the course of our lives. But then when you add technology to that, then that's the part that makes it evil.
Yeah, very much so. And whether the technology came from us, came from science, or came from elsewhere, the technology is the technology either way, and it's happening. It's real. It's very possible. So for those that have their noses in their own butts, whatever,
Yeah.
think that like they know everything because they learned it from a book or someone taught
Yeah.
it to them, or Professor Jack Hole said so. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm gonna say
And
sorry, but
you know what? One other thing. Okay. First of all, these dumb screwball heads that say that the nano, I'm going to say it, technology has nothing to do with Morgellons and try to make us look like we're back crap crazy. Okay, first of all you have to do is look up nanotechnology on Wikipedia because they sit there and it's like, oh, I don't believe in that. I follow the science. Look up nanotechnology. It's science.
and I'm not
It's
making
science.
anything up, but it is in there. She's right. It's science and it's there. It is. And
Yeah.
there's truth. There's truth there, and that's one of them. But just don't fact check or Google, because I told you I went through that enough with my sister and some of my other family members. But just yesterday, my daughter and I got in an argument about dog food and cat food and the versus each other and what's better and what's not. And I'm just like, just let them eat it. Just if you're giving them one thing or the other, of course their tummies are going to be sensitive. And I'm sorry, I'm going to hold my freaking grounds on this. Rescue animals, I know. I've done it for 25 years, 30 years actually. Um, there are tummies that are sensitive, just like humans, and in animals the same thing. But when you go and you shelter your newborn baby from the atmosphere, from the environment, and you keep them home all the time, they're usually your most sickest children. They are, because they haven't been subjected to any germs or viruses or anything like that in order to build up their immunities. Hence, a viral shot, a vaccine that you get to. So you're getting basically a small dose of that virus, and you're gonna some of you will probably feel the symptoms of it, a small bit, because that's how you're building the immune system. Well, if you harbor your dog or your child or anything from those foods or those things, or just away from bad things in general, they're gonna be sick. They're gonna have these problems. I mean, it's 1 + 1 = 2, and it is not rocket science. I'm not saying go feed your dog some chicken bones with the pointiest ones you can find or anything like that, but basically, my daughter's like, I just Googled it, and cat food and dog food are nowhere close. That dog should not eat any cat food ever. Okay, so that's where we were with that. And I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, and it goes
wow,
back to
can you
when
eat
we were kids.
off the
When
ground?
we were kids, if somebody in the neighborhood got chicken pox, they threw a damn cookout party and invited all the kids
Get all
over.
the kids with the chicken. And
Get
mine
it
were upset,
over
but
with.
all of mine had chicken pox except for one, this last one. But,
Yeah, they would
and I
actually
wonder,
have parties and invite all the kids over. If somebody got sick, it's
do
like,
they get
okay,
it done
let
with?
them
You
get
get it.
this. Let's be done with this already.
Yeah, I mean, totally true. Now, here's a weird
Mm.
little story. My next to the oldest daughter, she actually, how they started offering the chickenpox vaccination. That about her age is when they started coming out with that. Well, she had it. Well, guess what? She still got chickenpox, but guess what else? She got shingles at the age of 4. 4 years
Ooh.
old, shingles. This poor baby was, and that's something that elderly people typically get. Now, this girl's also got the IQ that's off the charts. I think everything in the 90s, like she was born in 94, kind of went haywire, even more so with the vaccinations they were offering and whatnot. But shingles on a young child is almost unheard of. But the IQ she has, and I'm not, it's not a bragging right. Trust me. I mean, I'm like, she can get that from me. I'm smart, but I am not. Like, this girl is off the chain smart, and like third highest IQ in the state of Missouri at one point at a very young age, and for her age group, I should say. But there, I mean, what are they feeding the chickens and the goats and the turkeys and the? I could tell you that too. A lot of hormones, a lot of stuff. We pump those turkeys that I raise full of hormones. They go from baby poults, newborn chicks just hatched out, to a 60-pound bird ready to be on your Thanksgiving table, ready to eat in 12 weeks' time. And I'm going up there ordering feed and going up in the middle of the night medicating these birds, or so I thought, because they're sick. So I thought, no, we're pumping them full of hormones. Hormones, hormones, hormones. Go from a baby poult in 12 weeks to a 60-pound bird. How do you like them apples? Oh, that's how they naturally grow. No, no, it's not. Even Einstein knew that. I mean, come on. But then we wonder, why are our boys getting facial hair at such a young age? Why are our girls developing at such a young age? Getting hips? Why are they looking so womanly? And I'm finding myself attracted to them. Which, by the way, guys, don't do that. I got 4 daughters. I will cut an appendage off and leave you decapitated at the same time. I did not say that out loud. But truth be told, this is happening. It's happening because of what goes in to our foodage. The genetically modified is straight across the board. Genetics, hormones are modifying the genetics. There's so many things modifying our food.
And preservatives, you know.
You betcha. Which did not preserve my age one bit, and I consumed those things. I did. Thinking it
So
was gonna preserve
what
me.
what
I
did they
got
tell us? Like when we were in school, like back in the 1960s, 1970s. Okay, you're not as old as me, but anyway, that's like they always told us when they're teaching us about the food groups. You are what you eat. Little did we know.
I'm a chicken.
Or what you eat. I'll never forget that because it's like embedded in my mind now because I'm like,
Bacon.
you buttheads. Because they have to tell you. They have to tell you. So they've been telling us for a long time. You are what you
They've
eat.
said it in many ways. They have, absolutely, absolutely. But now we are beneath eating good food, and they want us to eat roaches, bugs, but bugs. So we're at the level of bugs or petri dish meat, which I
Yeah.
was proud of my daughter the other day because she was like, "Mom, did you know they're getting ready to? We got to find a butcher first of all, because I got these really good steaks from an actual grocery store, like a local small town grocery, but still butchers, because I will not buy meat from Walmart or anywhere like that ever again. You can taste the difference, by the way. But anyways, I was like, honey, they've been doing that for a while. It's like, no, they haven't done it yet. They just said on the news. It's Shania and I. Shania is my next to the youngest. We were talking and we heard that they just said they haven't done it yet, but they're going to. I'm like, I don't know who dropped you on your head and why you didn't get your next to the older sister's brains, because she's smart. Well, actually, she don't even know that. But if they said they're going to, that kind of means they've been doing it for a while now. And I'm looking at her little 17-year-old pretty self, and I'm like, they're doing it. And she got mad at me. She's like, no, they're not. And I'm like, first of all, you brought this up, but you don't want to hear the truth. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I told you a long time ago, and Papa and Grammy, her grandparents, and my brother, there's UFOs in the sky. I said that. I said it years ago. You're like, Then what are you doing? You're watching the news, and they're like, oh by golly, there's some UFOs up there. And do I get an apology? No, they're just like, no, she's still crazy. And I'm like, huh, that's funny. Like, what a coincidence. And then I'm like, well, there's like Morgellons and this weird stuff. And they're like, I gotta have to wear a mask now. We got COVID going on. I'm like, did I tell you anything about some weird stuff happening? Nope, no apologies there. So you guys wore a muzzle over your face for how many months and
Years.
years? And you guys like didn't believe in the things in the sky, but your government comes out finally says it, which only is a distraction to distract you from what's really going on. Because probably a lot of this can be explained scientifically. Some of it I believe in the fallen ones 100%, because I've also seen the spiritual side of this. So there are a lot of factors that come into play. It's neither here nor there. How did I come out, is all I want to know, looking like the crazy one and still do, when they put all that crap in your face up front, close to personal? You guys are watching the news. And, did you hear that we grow meat in a petri dish? Or did you know that there are lights in the sky, or UFOs, or there might be aliens? Or did you know that we had to wear a muzzle over them? And I'm like, no, nope, never heard anything like that before in my life ever.
I
And
remember years ago, we'd go
nope,
to the grocery store, right? We'd be on the meat aisle, and I kept looking at the meat, and I told my husband, I was like, "That don't look like meat. It looks like cardboard," And I'm like,
oh yeah, or
"It
it's got
doesn't look
great
right. It
health.
looks like wood," and I'm like, "I'm not eating that." And he's looking at me like I'm crazy, and he's like throwing meat in the buggy, and I'm like, "That just don't look right," or it's just it
Welcome to
doesn't
being awake
smell right.
versus non-awakened. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's funny though. Talk about programmed. They will listen to the news or fact check or Google or Wikipedia or whatever, that it was anything from another man. But you, myself, we have been saying this stuff for years. For years. And I was hauled away to the loony house because I said just that, those three true things. And they took me away from my child, locked me up for 3 days, drugged me. I don't even know how my clothes came off. That's rape, by the way. I mean, and I don't even know how I went to the bathroom. That is indecent exposure right there, but not on my behalf. All I'm thinking is like, you guys let this happen. You let them take me, and not even a year, 2 years later, not even that long later, you're watching on the news. And you're like, did you know this? You'll never believe what happened, but it's true because I saw googly eyeballs said it, or that news channel, CNN or ABC, Fox News or Dumbstruck News. That they all said it's true. I'm just like, mm-mm, no way. I don't believe that. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah. So you guys, when people are trying to tell you something and you don't want to believe it, you might want to just rethink what you do to people, because that crap is not cool. By the way, I did not look good in a hospital gown with my hiney hanging out, getting drugged up every 30 minutes for something I was telling the truth on. Not fair, not cool, and you're lucky I can still smile about it, right, Candy? We can still smile about any of this because
That's funny. When my lung collapsed, and I had that hospital gown on, and I'm like walking up and down the hallway, and I'm trying to like
cover my
use
butt.
the
You're like,
walker to walk and hold the back of the gown closed, and the nurse is looking, and this guy's walking behind me. I'm like, okay, this is like a hallway booty call thing here because I cannot hold the walker and hold the gown too and walk.
you did
So
better.
guess what? You get the booty shot.
You did better than me, because I was like, whatever. I'm built like a 12-year-old boy. All you're gonna see is a 2-inch crack in a hole. So you're welcome. You're not gonna see much there. It's all like it's on alert right now. It's a missing. It's one of those missing posters offering a reward. Except I have no money to give, but when you do find it, if you just kindly give it back, I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. Kind of like that.
This
So,
is we're turkeys. Yeah, we are turkeys. We're turkeys, we're
right.
birds and dogs, worms, snakes. Oh my God. Just the horrible, oh, God. I can't even.
I
I'm like,
can't. You can't even. I hear that one though. Actually, I get the chills just thinking about it. Seriously though, I mean, I had a brain fart.
excuse me.
It was me, because I'm the one that had the brain fart. So, um,
Mm.
no, I really did though. I had a brain fart. So I wonder if you can say that on live YouTube. Yeah, I just did. We're fine. We're still here. Nothing happened. So,
As long
brain
as it didn't make any noise on the way out.
okay. Well, be like, wouldn't be the first time I've been banned or put in booby tube gel or behind the bar. Can I come out now? You guys got any chapstick in there? Like, come on now. Yeah, yeah. So, like I said, supernatural things going on. Crazy people are actually come to
Ooh,
find
Jesus.
out, not us. They're the ones around us, guys. So don't feel crazy. You're not crazy. Supernatural, yeah, there is a lot of stuff happening. Some
Oh,
can be explained, some maybe not so much. And come to find out, doesn't really matter if it's happening. It's happening. There doesn't have to be a scientific answer for everything. The creator that made me and a not so perfect body, but it functions like with the technology behind this body and your body and anyone else's. It's got the beating heart and the way that the whole body system works together was a mastermind. Okay, so he said anything and everything's possible through him. I mean, you don't even have to second guess that. I can do all things through Christ the Lord that strengthens me. That's Philippians 4:13. And apparently, he can do everything because he is him. So don't think you have to have an answer for everything. Sometimes there aren't any. Sometimes, we might think we got to do these crazy, weird rituals or things to
mhm.
get rid of
Ugh.
something or make something better. And sometimes all we got to do is just be still and know that he is God and he's there and he's going to take care of it. So, and I'm not saying like be stupid and don't go to the doctor like me, where I almost died of sepsis and pneumonia. I'm not saying don't be. Oh, it's
Me
gonna be
too.
fine. It's gonna take
Yeah,
care.
me
I'm not
too.
saying that
Right
kind of
after you.
stupid,
Me too. I went through the almost the
right?
same thing Lisa did.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not saying be stupid and think he'll take care of those kind of things, but there are some things that are out of your control. There are some things that are just not within your hands. They never were
You
meant
know,
to.
I almost didn't go to the ER, and Lisa called me. She's like, "You need to go. Just go." And I'm like, "I
Bad.
don't
I
want to
never heard her.
go."
I
And my
I
other
was
friend
gonna
that
say,
lives
Candy,
around the corner, she's like, "I'll drive you. You need to go." And I'm
I
like,
was gonna
"No."
drive 16 hours to get your butt too. I could tell with her voice the way she sounded, and she's like me. We're stubborn women. Where I can do women. Hence I can do all things through Christ the Lord. But the thing is,
Don't
we
be
can only do
stupid.
so much. You don't have to put the stupidity in there, and I did, and I was like, Candy, you need to go. She sounded horrible, and I'm so glad you did. By the way, because I don't know what I'd do without you. Really don't.
Well, and let me tell them too about the DNA thing. Okay, honestly, guys. Okay, I got insurance, and I'm like, I go into the hospital and they're running CTs and MRIs and they're checking my heart, they're checking my kidneys, they're doing blood workup, they're doing everything, they're not finding nothing. I'm like, I'm laying there literally like on my deathbed, and it's like, so they admit me, and so I kept telling them to do the culture on the mucus, and they kept ignoring me, threw one specimen in the trash in the ER, and I'm like, oh my God, I get to the room. And so they finally tested the mucus and had it cultured. It came back as, what did I say? Oh, influenza. That's all they told me. We're moving you to a private room. My
Lincoln.
doctor comes in. He sees what kind of shape I'm in, right? I didn't know this happened until I went back for my follow up, that he actually had my stool samples sent off, had my DNA analyzed, and had the results back in 2 hours and knew exactly what I had.
List right there.
Yeah. And told me, we're releasing you tomorrow. You're going to be better. The next day, I was better. They released me. I came home. I was still taking antibiotics and steroids. And, I was on IV drips at the hospital. But point being, they did all those expensive tests to build my insurance when all they had to do all along is do a DNA test. And within 2 hours, they would have known exactly what I had.
Yeah.
Instead, no, they billed my insurance with and there's no telling what my bill's going to be, but I don't even care.
You
I
know the
knew
thing
if I
that
didn't
should
get there, I was
cost
going to
that.
die. Huh?
It doesn't cost them that much, and just like getting DNA back, that it takes months or whatever they say. Crime
Yeah,
scene
two
investigation, blood
hours.
samples.
Two
I call
hours.
BS. I call BS.
Yeah.
That should be a breeze.
That's
Should be
just
a
the
breeze.
way
Should
that's
never
the way for
come
them to
on.
drag out this stuff in the legal system, for months so that everybody continues to get paid.
You
The
betcha.
detectives get paid, the attorneys get paid, the judges get paid.
The pharmacy,
Yeah.
Sudicula,
But no, I'm just saying
Cola, gotta rhyme it.
when they say it takes months to get the DNA back for these crimes,
Takes
because
months
I've been
to
watching
get
these
the
crime shows forever. And then my doctor tells me, we had your results back in 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean
Excuse
it's very. I've always
me?
known
Being so
it's bull
deceived all
crap.
the way around.
I mean, they're letting people die, by the way. People are dying just due to that. Like something that probably could have been prohibited and stopped and nipped in the butt right away by just running a lab work, just getting the analysis ran and the results back could save lives. But they choose what? Not to. And this stuff is not that expensive. I mean, look at the amount of money we're sending our military, like our money, our taxpayer, military, governmental weaponry, of everything, everything that is unnecessary, whether it be, well, I'm going to save that for another podcast. But we're, governmental wise, what they do with all our money, yet we can't get decent health insurance. We can't get well, or we die because we can't afford to have that come back quickly, which should not make or break. It should be a lab work result under a microscope, whatever they got to do, and back. It should be easy day, and that's job security too. You can employ some other people, the lab technicians. Hey, what do you know? Job security in the U.S. of A. What are we doing? We're being slaves. We're enslaved here in the good old U.S. of A. We are literally blind slaves because nobody seems to see it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Nobody
One
seems to
of,
see
one
it,
of
but
the
ours.
technicians One of the technicians tells me, he's like, "Oh my gosh, they did so many tests on you. They checked this, they checked that. Yeah, they cleared you for this, cleared you for that, cleared you for the other." I was like, "Yeah, I have a revolving account. I have good insurance. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching." Next thing I know,
Pathetic.
I'm getting a DNA test 2 hours later. It's like, "Oh, wait a minute, we got you." So guess
It's
what?
all about the money,
You
money,
can't
money.
tell me. You cannot tell me that I don't have the best damn doctor on the face of this.
You do. You have an amazing doctor. I am
I'm like,
so
oh my
jealous.
God.
So jealous.
Oh,
I love
but,
that though, and I
he
love
loves me.
him
You know
for
he loves me. It's like,
yes,
holy crap.
deserve that too.
I
Because
came
you've
home and
educated him, Candy.
I told George, what all happened. He's just sitting here was like, wow, wow, wow. He was even amazed.
Amazing. It is. It is amazing. And you worked hard though. You worked hard on him too. And you are such a good educator, a true educator. This is a woman here that is a true educator. If you guys want to know what a teacher is, this is an educator right here, and she's good at it. And you guys could all stand to learn from that. We all could. I mean, she really is. And just having the trust in yourself and in your beliefs and your knowledge that you know what you're going through. Standing
Stand in your own
fast,
truth.
standing in your
Stand
truth.
in your own truth.
Don't budge. That gaslighting is for the birds. The gaslighting where they make you think you're crazy and you have to second guess yourself and you wonder like, oh, maybe I should take those antipsychotic meds. Which, by the way,
Maybe I do
I
need a
think there's two
psychological
in there.
evaluation. Maybe I
They're
am
all
going
be
through
damned.
menopause.
But I get it. There's people that have they've doubted themselves. I get it. It would be easy to do when the whole world you have to like guess your own sanity. But don't. You know yourself. Nobody wakes up one day crazy after, you're me billions of light years being sane. Okay, so I'm old. So it's not maybe billions of light years, but it's pretty old. So, but you don't just wake up crazy and you know your body better than anyone. You know what's normal for it and you know what's not. You know how it typically would act on a good day and how it wouldn't on a good day. So don't ever let someone belittle you and put you and back you into a corner to where you have to second guess your own worth, your own value, your own mental status, because that is that's abuse. We have been abused. Our government has knowingly abused us. We're not supposed to say that on UB Doobie Tube. So this is for entertainment purposes only. It's live action role play, and that's all we're doing here. Booby Tube.
because we
You're
just laugh about
this
everything.
for you. Like, yeah. So, and you guys, we have to kind of go with that because I mean, they will take you off in a New York minute. If you haven't noticed on some of my videos, go click on a few of them. You will see right below anything that I put above that has a white fluffy thing or a straight line white thing from something that might have spit that white thing out, which it's probably going to be on this one. They immediately put, oh, no, 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 let me educate you. This is a con, and this is not, and this is what it is, and it's just vapor. And I'll say nothing of it. I'll say nothing about anything coming out, nothing bad, nothing. I'll be like, oh, well, isn't that strange? Or look, like, that's weird. Like, look at that weird cloud. It must have a new name. And they're like, because I
Yeah,
said
and
loud.
yeah,
Like,
and
why would they do that? Come on,
think
guys.
about it. Look up the meaning of the prefix con, and then
Artist. I'm
then
sorry.
look up the meaning of the prefix Kim. Okay, there
She's
you
got
go.
a big butt, that Kim girl. Oh, never mind.
CON. What is it? A con. It's a con. You're being deceived.
Mm-hmm.
Con. Con.
Well, a chemical imbalance, apparently, they think we have, but that's what's, conned into us. So, I mean, it's all in the writing. They say the writing is on the wall. The writing is literally on the wall. But I mean, like I said, if I'm not saying anything about any of that, not even talking about Morgellons or the effects, I mean, I'm just pointing out like that's a weird. Like, look at that. Looks like it's got writing in it, or anything like that. And they're immediately putting that right underneath my YouTube video. Like before you guys can even comment, you have to read that first. What does that tell you? They went through a lot of hard work to get that there of me and skim through my whole video of me saying absolutely nothing about any of those. But because they know that my mouth might tell you the truth, they got to be really careful and make sure and cover their butts. I mean, that's how anything that you see that fact checker says no, or there's a little ad below, that's how you know where your truth is. That's where your truth lies. Or tonight when we had a million zillion problems getting on for 2 hours to come to you guys live with the truth, you have no idea what we went through because that's where your truth is. They don't want it out. They're going to give you every obstacle, every negative thing possible in the way. They'll turn your families against you. They'll make your families think you're crazy, and your families are probably the ones that's crazy because they got the same stuff going on. But the
And
thing
your doctors. And your doctors.
every single person in this world they will turn against you because that's the program, guys. That's the program. That's the spiritual warfare that you have found yourselves within. But those of you that are just tuning in, you're like, that's a bunch of bogus, can't be here. Or you little trolls, you were recruited for a reason. Some of you might be AI, but AI, you can learn the truth and you can change your troll truth to the truth. Just know we're giving you truth. And some of you are actual humans that have been put into the program to troll upon us. Listen to our words. This involves you too. This could
Yeah.
be you. This is you. Change your ways. Stand up for truth because there's more of us than there is of them. It's just that some people are too afraid to speak up. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not afraid. I haven't been afraid. I have no fear. Those of you that are, I get it, but you don't have anything to fear because we have a protector. We have a protector, and this war has already been won. It was already written in stone that's been won. So stand
Yeah.
up, stand in your truth, like Candy says. Stand in it, though, for real. Can't lose
Yeah.
that way, guys, but we're gonna lose if we don't and be like, oh, okay, I guess give me that petri dish meat. I'll eat it.
Oh, and then it's like, oh, well, if you speak up, they're going to target you. Hello, you're already targeted. Why do you
Just
think you're
have an
here?
easy
Why do you
life.
think
Your
you're in the
target
same
and
shape
hell's
as the
gonna
rest of us?
suck. It's gonna
Yeah.
suck so bad. Hell and
At
here's
this
a hot
point, what
place on
difference
earth.
does it make?
Just saying. I mean, yeah, they might target you. It's gonna suck. I am one of those people every single day. I can't even tell you how many jobs have been sabotaged, how many marriages. Yeah, guys, I said marriages. Sabotage, 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 everything. Just my wallet, just stolen money out of the account for no reason. Like just sabotage, 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 nonstop. You think I like being a glutton for punishment or a target? Hell no, none of us do. None of us do. But you know what? If I remain silent, I'm not going to get anywhere. ever. If I talk about it, maybe my kids won't have to go through it, or your kids, or maybe all of us won't. If we all just talk
Or
about it,
maybe when they do, they'll be like, "Oh, that's what mom was talking about. Oh,
but
now
that's
I get it. You know what? We're dead and gone, but now you get it. Okay,
and
well,
we still
we
hear
did our job."
your heart. You have to live with that. You have to live with that conscious decision to not say a word or to say a word. And you got to know the kind of person you are if you don't. And you got to live with yourself. And I'm sorry, but I didn't want to wake up every day knowing that I was a coward. I didn't. I would rather die and be targeted than thinking I was a coward every day and just trying to conform to the people's ways and being a person I wasn't at all, even remotely close to, than just being myself and being targeted and standing my truth, because I know where my promise is. My promise is, it's been made. It's coming. It's eternal. And
And
I'm
you know what?
sorry, eternal's eternal. Like, this is a
If
short
you're
time.
gonna have to go through that, all that physical pain and all the symptoms and everything,
Jesus went
what
through so much more.
purpose does it serve to sit back and keep your mouth shut
You're
about it
still
and suck
miserable,
it
and you're
up?
more
No,
miserable because you kept your
no,
mouth shut, because now you're going to doubt you as an individual, you as a
yeah,
human, you as a person. Be like,
yeah.
oh, dang, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But I didn't. I feel bad still. Nothing feels better. I'm still targeted in a sense. I mean, really, where are you going to go with that?
Oh my God.
I'm going to say this again. Here, hell's a hot place, elitist. I mean, I'll wish you well. Send me, don't send me a souvenir. I don't want one from there. But actually, I won't. But we know that there's a place in time.
I just always remember that TV show. It's called Little Nicky.
For,
When the guy finally went to hell, and the guy had a pineapple, and he was like, shoved it right up his bahunga.
Ow.
Yeah, that's coming for you. If you did this mess to people,
I
oh,
don't
you,
want that special.
yeah, you, karma will get you. It might be in your
And
afterlife,
you
but
know
it'll
what
be
they say karma
every
is?
day for the
Oh,
rest of your life in your afterlife. So guess what?
right.
Suck on that. Suck on that, because guess what? I see it in my own tree.
Literally. It's just the other way. I mean, it's true, though. I mean, did you serve your, you got to ask yourself at the end of the day, did I serve my purpose here as a good human? Was I a positive influence? Was I a negative one? And you know what, we're, none of us are perfect. I have so many negative days, you have no idea. I mean, like, I have to slap myself, be like, so then that's when they really should get me for being crazy, when I'm talking my way through it, like the devil on the shoulder here and the angel there. I'll be like, no you didn't, oh yeah you did, no you didn't, and they're fighting. That's when they should think I'm crazy, right? But no, we all battle being good humans, but at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. And if you're comfortable with living with yourself like you are here, still a glutton for punishment, and knowing where you know, your eternal life will be after, I guess sayonara, I mean, good luck. Vaya con Dios, whatever you want. But I I know better. You guys should know better, and you should know that you're awake, you're aware, and you're vocal. You have the capability of being vocal for a reason. It's
And
so not-
your silence is not going to change anything for yourself or anybody else. It's
it's
you
selfish. It's
cannot
selfish when you're
stay in
silent because it
silence.
hurts everyone.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, it does. I'm gonna just say it. I
and
understand. I gotta
it
say,
manifests inside you so deep because you don't have any release. And I don't care how many times or how many people I talk to, because I made up my mind. I said, you know what? If I talk to 1,000 people and two listen,
that's all.
I
One.
changed the world. I changed the world. And so we have to
That's
know.
exactly. I've always said you can
Yeah, we
change
have
the
to
world,
know and
one person
accept.
at a time, or just one
Exactly. It's like, oh my
imprint.
God, I'm so very blessed that I'm like, I don't care how many people have shunned me, talked bad about me, treated me badly, walked away, laughed at me, made fun of me, called me names, whatever. You know what? Those are not the ones that matter.
That
The ones
is
that
not.
matter are the
As
ones
I
that,
have no friends here, I don't have one person I can count, but I got all you
oh my
guys.
God.
And you know
I'm
what? Your family. All of you guys are family now.
I got more
So blessed.
support from total strangers that I didn't even know that
Yes.
I talked to, and they're like, "I believe you," the first time out. And if I hadn't got if
Everyone.
I
Yeah.
hadn't got that support from them, I wouldn't have had any. So,
That's
but I
that
wouldn't have even got that if I would have sat back silent.
true
I
story.
refuse. And I'm like, man, I'm like, and my daughter, I told you when my daughter got upset at me, I told her, I said, you know what? If I hadn't have made my Facebook public, started speaking out and talking to people, I wouldn't have had any support. I got support from total strangers because you and your sisters and my family didn't give me that support. I said, so mine came from outsiders when you refused to acknowledge what was happening to me because I refused to be silent. So don't you ever shame me
That's right.
for
That's
being
right.
silent.
It's exactly truth right there.
I survived in spite of you, you know? Oh
I
God.
survived because I chose to survive by being vocal about myself and my survival.
Yeah.
It is true. I mean, such truth there, guys. You guys, I get it. You want to go hide with this. You want to get in a Faraday cage, or you want to,
And
just not go out
you're
because it's like,
worried
oh, it's
about,
so intense, it hurts.
oh,
I get it.
what they're gonna say about me or what names they're gonna call me or what people are gonna think. You know
That
what?
especially,
It
that's yeah,
doesn't
that's nickels and
even
dimes
matter.
compared to the big stuff, right? Got to
It
think about
doesn't
it. Like we're
even matter.
targeted by heavy duty stuff. What people think or say should not make or break anything. That is nothing. They are incompetent, uneducated, at the time, at the moment, human beings that are just not to the level that you are at that time. Some will get there and some won't. It's neither here nor there. It's only about where are you at on your journey? How are you
And
going to
people,
tackle it? What are you going to do with it? Are you going to lay
yeah,
down
and
and
people
take
can
it? So
only
go on.
hurt you. People can only hurt you by their words if you allow them to hurt you by their words. If their words
I'm a
don't
very
matter,
peaceful
it's not
person.
going to change you physically. So no matter what somebody says to you verbally, it's not going to change your physical circumstances. So if it's not going to change it, it's not going to make it better, and it's not going to make it worse.
Doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't matter. It
And
just
I'm
doesn't.
like, that's something I have to work on constantly because I mean, I'll bawl my eyes out. I cry because my families go on vacations without me or they don't invite me anywhere. I will cry and cry and cry because it hurts. We're human. But at the end of the day, I'm still getting out of that bed, putting my big girl panties up all the way up to my boobies. Or my depends at this point and be like, yeah, my dependables, look at me, a bunchy butt there. But I mean, the truth be told, though, we
I
still
can
get up, we still do it every day. And it's because we know what's up. We know what's important. We know our journey. We know what we're meant for. We know where we're going. And we know why we're here. We don't have to understand the rest of the nonsense. Because at the end of the day, that's just nonsense. We don't have to understand it. Don't have
and
to.
yeah, and yeah, and sometimes I feel like crap. I'm hurting. I'm in pain. I don't feel like smiling. But guess what?
Shouldn't have to.
It's like, what am I gonna do? Sit here and cry and say, "Oh, poor me, I'm so sick." Oh, nobody ever does anything for me, and they don't help me, and poor me.
Yeah.
No,
Tried that
no,
one. It didn't work out for me.
no,
So
no.
it doesn't. It's not going to change your stars. You are the only person that can change your stars. You are in control of your life. You may not be in control of some of the circumstances that are not so hardy and well. It doesn't matter though. You're still in control of what you radiate out and what you feel and how you impact the world. You're in control of that. You have so much to impact this world with. So much. Yeah, they may suck us dry of everything that we have physically, but our smiles, our voices are just a simple gesture of reaching out our hand can change the world. Literally, that's more power than they ever dreamed of having because they
And
could never do that.
if what people say to you, if it hurts your feelings, if it makes you angry, okay, you have to carry that within you, which makes your physical symptoms worse.
Worse, yeah. And I
So
carry
it
that
doesn't
sometimes.
matter what anybody says or what they think. It doesn't change your physical state of being. It
That
can
is
make it
so.
worse if you let it. So don't give them that. Just don't give it to them.
Just remember, it doesn't matter who's watching. Whether you're angry, or sad. It matters that you're watching. You know yourself. You are watching. You can see, you're aware that the world's treating you bad, but you are watching yourself. You live with yourself. And if you can see there's a whole bunch of bad people out there, don't you want to be anything but them? I mean, why not? That right there is enough. Like that's bigger than any weapon they could ever form against us. That's why no weapon will prosper, because we have this heart of love and light, and we have the ability to impact the whole world with that. Where they got physical weapons, that like they got some evil hate and some ugly things, but what you have is the strongest of them all, and nobody's going to take that from you unless you take it from yourself. But it's a tool that you are equipped with and capable of using. So by golly, let's use that. I'm gonna be a light. I'm gonna be that light that shines, this little light.
All right. So, hey, I think that, I haven't seen any lagging or anything, or our voices haven't been drug out. We haven't been like
Odd.
doing the, like the stupid stuff that sometimes how it freezes up.
Yeah.
So this has been pretty good, I think. I mean, hopefully it's like good quality video because it seems that way to me.
So
So this
far, the
might
only
be
thing I
the,
can't do is share. Like, if I want to share it. No, just kidding. I didn't freeze.
and we could see the comments, so that worked
Yeah.
out. And but anyway, listen, it's been like 3 hours we've been trying to get this 1 hour podcast in, so I'm exhausted.
And we didn't give up though. We're
No,
just
we
letting you
didn't.
know that. So yeah, we're exhausted though. I am definitely exhausted. I know you're exhausted. I am just glad we got on. I'm glad you guys were able to join us. I'm sorry that I didn't respond. That is the downfall though. I can't read the comments, and when I see them on the screen, like I can see them on the TV, they're smaller using the YouTube live. So even with my googly eyes, I still can't see them. So it's got to get the gillies out of the eyeballs. Just got more gallons in there. They're just taking over and stuff. It's okay though, because I'm seeing with my heart. So
Yeah, I got my new lip goober going on here.
my whole, I got a seventh eye and an eighth eye. Who's the third eye? I got all the eyes going on. I'm gonna Trump that one. Not to be mistaken with the Trump. But yeah, otherwise I'd be like, I'm gonna build a wall. Anyways, don't build a wall. Build a bridge, guys. Build a bridge. I used to vote. I used to vote for him, but I think that was just a division from the get go. So much love. Mwah. Love you, Candy. I'm so glad you are back. And let's see if I can.
Not totally. I'm still recovering. I still got a lot of that goober stuff in my chest and my lungs, and I'm like, hopefully I don't
Yeah,
relapse. So I'm like,
that's miserable. I don't have it as bad anymore, thank goodness. Last week actually got a little bit better, so hopefully it'll ease up.
yeah,
Granted,
my doctor said, he said it's going to take a long time to get all that. He said your case was pretty severe, so
yeah, with the pneumonia, like he said I probably had it for well over a year. Like, who
wow.
knew? I didn't know, but I don't like doctors, so I wouldn't go. So sometimes you got to go to the doctor, guys. Sometimes. I mean, I was diehard anti, but I would have probably died. So don't be foolish. Just be
Yeah,
smart.
me too. Like I said, don't be almost said a bad word, but don't be stupid. Just
Don't
sometimes you just
do
gotta
it.
go.
Song too. I could totally sing that one right now. You guys will cover your ears.
Almost said DA.
I'm sorry, but that was pretty dumbass. I said that. I'm sorry, I did not say that. This was for entertainment purposes only. For live role action play. That's all.
Dumb donkey.
Right there. See? See? It was all in fun and games until Lisa got hurt. So, the booby tube jail. Wouldn't be the first time I looked good in orange. Just
All
kidding.
right. Well, I'm glad hopefully this has worked out. Maybe we can do the same thing next time we do it.
Hope so too. But my hand has a cramp in it from holding my phone, and I'm
Oh,
just
yeah, me
kidding.
too.
I'm gonna be able to do it from my computer. I'm gonna learn. Sure, it's easier. So. All right, guys. Love you. Much love. Love, love, love. So much
Good
love.
night, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, Candy. Love ya. Bye.
Love you. Bye. All right.